I'm Alan Cooklin. I'm a psychiatrist. I'm both an adult and a child psychiatrist, surprisingly. I'm representing the President of the Royal College of Psychiatrists, but I also work locally in Camden and Islington, where I run a service for children of parents with mental illness and their families.
Right, so from today and from what you've heard, representing the services that you do, if you could change anything to benefit young carers, what would that be?
I suppose the main thing I think I can play a part in is trying to break down the barriers, particularly between adult services and child services, which I've been trying to do, and particularly try and put more pressure on the Royal College of Psychiatrists to try and get their adult psychiatrists to realise that they have a responsibility to take note of the needs and the wishes and thoughts and knowledge of children of parents with mental illness, who are also often young carers, of their patients.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, as I'm sure you're aware, this event has been very much about professionals meeting young carers and vice versa, and the two of us speaking and learning from each other. What would you say that you have gained from this event?
Well, I've gained, a great deal of optimism in seeing senior other NHS providers taking this seriously. For me, it's also been a forum to remind them that, in fact, the figure that was given of 168 young carers, I think is wrong. I think it's 700,000, not 168,000, because that was the BBC survey. So I've also learnt from those figures that they gave of the impact of young carers on their own physical health, mental health, the proportion who do worse in GCSEs. I mean, that's been really useful information. So at the information level I've learnt something, but I've also learnt maybe strategies that I can think of to start influencing my own managers and legislators.
So, taking into account the statement that a lot of the facts and figures that we're able to give are shadow figures, they're only the tip of the iceberg. There are more than likely hundreds upon thousands of other young carers that are unidentified. Knowing that, would you be able to give a brief couple of statements on those strategies that you believe that you have been able to come up with to influence your managers and your service to help us?
My main interest is in the mental health field, and although I recognise the mental health of children and the young people and young carers as important, I tend to focus on the effects of the parents' mental illness, because many of the young people I see don't want it to be assumed that they have got an illness just because their parent has. They want to be able to have their own emotional life and thought about separately. I think that's become also very clear from me today. So I think following up, I've made a number of contacts of people that I think I could join up my service with other people's that I didn't even know about before. That's been extremely useful. It's really to try and educate people in the adult field about the concept, the fact that children think and understand and actually have much more knowledge than they often could even imagine. And often more knowledge than adults, actually, because their education is often better.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. It's been fantastic speaking to you and hearing what you have to say.
Thank you very much, Charlie.